Hey guys, it's Jess from Peace Love Books, and today I'm here with my favorite romance authors of all time. I have 10 here. I don't remember if I've done this video in the past, and I don't know what authors I said in the past videos if I did do this video. So I have 10 though that are my all-time favorites as of right now. They're authors that I will read anything they write. As soon as I hear they have a new release, I will one-click it on my Kindle or immediately buy it in paperback or immediately sign up for their ARC. Anything about them I am obsessed with, and I want you guys to see if you know. So before even starting this video, guess down below, who do you think I have on this list? You guys don't probably know probably almost all of these authors that are my absolute favorites. A couple of them you might be surprised by because I haven't read a lot by them recently because I'm annoying and I am far behind on a couple of series that I haven't continued reading, even though I absolutely love the authors. So I'm just gonna go ahead and get to the books and see if you guys guessed correctly. The first one's gonna be obvious. If you have even followed me now to when I started my channel, that's Elle Kennedy. Elle Kennedy has been my #1 author for years now. I don't even remember when my first book by her was. It's been so long that I don't remember not reading her books. But the Off-Campus series is one of my favorites. I love her Killer Instinct series, and I love her Paper Princess series that she writes as Aaron Watt. I love him. I love the new one, Top Secret. Anything Elle Kennedy writes, I will wholeheartedly be behind and read and be obsessed with it. I've not rated one of her books less than 4 stars. I'm obsessed with them. I have not read all of them. I still need to read more, and I've met her twice now, and she's just amazing. The next one I don't know if you guys will guess because I don't talk about this author too much, and she only has 2 books out, but that is Helen Wong. The Bride Test and The Kiss Quotient are amazing pieces of literature, and they are so profound in the way they discuss autism and Asperger's and just diversity in itself. Helen Wong isn't afraid to show you what the real world is like. Absolutely love The Kiss Quotient. Michael is one of my favorite book boyfriends of all time. Love this. Kai is so sweet and amazing, and I loved the author notes that she includes at the end because they make her books that much more special and important. So I am freaking out about her next book because it's Kwan's book, and Kwan is one of my favorite characters in all of her books. So she is a newer author. She's only been around about a year with her books being released, but she is definitely one of my favorites now. For authors I added to this list, I was looking at authors I have not rated less than 4 stars. And even if I don't think this author I've rated 4 stars, I've only given her books 5 stars. That's Tilly Cole. This is an author that I have not read recently because I'm annoying and haven't read the rest of this series yet. I've only read this first book in the series. I've also read 1,000 Boy Kisses. And Raise is one of my absolute favorite books of last year, so I love Tilly Cole's writing. Every book I've read by her, I've read 5 stars, but I think I've only read 3 books by her. Who am I? I own so many more. I need to read this series, and I love how they're all such different books, like 1,000 Boy Kisses is this heartbreaking contemporary. This is a motorcycle romance, and Raise is like an underground fighting romance with mafia stuff in it, so she has a lot of different genres, but I'm obsessed with her books, and I'm obsessed with her as an author. Another one is one you probably didn't guess because, again, I have not read the rest of the series yet, and that's Kristen, Becca, Richie. I love the Addicted series with my whole heart, and I'm obsessed with all the couples. Reich and Daisy are my favorite. I just bought a shirt that says Crazy for Raisy on it because I'm obsessed. I've met them. I bought almost all of the rest of the books I needed in the series, so there's nothing stopping me from reading the rest of the series, but I am annoying, like I said, and have not completed this series yet. And I haven't read their YA fantasy. I'm really intrigued by that, and I really want to read that one. Haven't gotten around to getting to that yet, but they're my favorite, and I met them at a Polycon. Fangirled so hardcore, and I love them. My next favorite author also does not have too many books out, but that is Charlie Rose. Misbehave kind of like made Charlie Rose my absolute favorite author. I'm pretty sure this is the last one that Sunny wrote with the co-author. So the actual author, Charlie Rose, her real name's Sunny, and she was a book blogger, and she was co-writing with someone. I think I know who it is, but I'm not gonna say. And now she writes by herself as Charlie Rose, and she's writing the 3rd Bad Habit book, which I'm so excited for. It's Jesse's book, and I'm really excited, and she's one that I like gobble up as soon as I get it. The last 2 books in the Bad Habit series, I can't even tell you like a major plot point because I read those so fast that I don't remember them. I really do remember Rewrite the Stars, and I really remember this one, so I need to reread all of her books basically. And the next one cover drops this week, so I'm very excited, but I love her. This one shouldn't be a surprise either because I talk about this author all the time, specifically because of last year I first read this book. I was in the Bahamas when I was gobbling this book up, and that is Gianna Darling. This motorcycle romance series is one of my favorites of all time, and this one specifically is my favorite. She has a series that she wrote before this series that I haven't read yet, but I did read her newest book, Enthralled, which I really liked, and so I've not rated one of her books less than 4 stars. She can write so many different genres. This was motorcycle romance. That one was like mafia, dark romance. And I need to read more by her. I have not yet read the other series that I really want to though because she's amazing. And I quickly fell in love with her writing in this series. So I feel like all the rest of these are pretty obvious, so they should not come as a surprise. The next one's Candy Steiner. I'm obsessed with Candy Steiner ever since I read this book. I have now read so many books by her. I've read this, I've read a ton of her standalones, I've read her PSU series, and I am the first one to sign up for any arc she has coming out because I need more books in my life by her. She writes just the most emotional books ever. Her duet was so emotional, and then she came out with the 3rd book about the guy that was not chosen in the love triangle, the duet, and I was all for it. Her PSU series is so different than anything else she writes. It's like Greek meets Gossip Girl. It's like a soap opera, and it's so good. And she's writing a small town series that's a romance, like small town romance series with brothers, I believe, and that's her next book. She just finished writing it, so she's gonna do edits and stuff like that. So that's gonna come out hopefully within the next couple months. She's amazing. I love her. I love her books so much, especially this one. This is my first by her. Probably will always be my favorite, but I absolutely love the rest of the books she writes, so you should check her out if you haven't yet. The next one is one I'm pretty sure has always been my favorite author since I've started this channel, and I don't talk about her as much, but it is still Colleen Hoover. Colleen Hoover, I know, is a very polarizing author. Some people like really hate her books. I love them. I'm trash for Colleen Hoover. I've read almost all of her books. I've not yet read Maybe Now, and I know I need to because Maybe Someday is one of my favorites by her. It Ends With Us, I think, is still my #1 by her. Love Maybe Someday, loved Ugly Love, love Verity. This one was crazy, and I love that she's branching out. And I love that she's going to go back to indie publishing because she wants to be more accessible to all of her followers. So, especially with the ebook community market, because ebooks with a publisher are like $8 or $9, which is ridiculous, and so she's gonna self-publish and bring it down to like $3 or $4 for an ebook instead of what regular publishers do. She was amazingly successful with this one, so she's going back to indie publishing, but I'm excited for stuff she writes. The only book I really didn't like from her was Without Merit because that was not like anything she's really written, and it was about a YA character, and so I think I love her older characters more. But she's amazing and writes romance perfectly. Next is Penelope Douglas. There's no question Penelope Douglas is one of my absolute favorite authors of all time. Punk 57 is one of my favorite books of all time, and so she writes such raw, real characters. She's not afraid to go there in her books, especially with the Corrupt series. They're amazing. I love that she came out with a new standalone after the Corrupt series had started with Birthday Girl. That one's such a good age gap romance. She's currently writing the spin-off series to the Bully series, the Fall Away series, which I'm so excited for. I literally am counting down the days of every release she ever has because I need them in my life. She's amazing. I got to meet her in 2018 at a Polycon, and it was one of the best moments of my life. I love her so much. Love her books. She's amazing, and everyone needs to read her books. This last one is honestly like my brand now. And I will say, I know you probably thought I would talk about Diana Gabaldon, and I chose not to include her because I've only read 2.5 of her books. I wholeheartedly love Outlander, but it takes me so long to get through those books, and I'm still only halfway through Voyager, which I started when I was on vacation last summer, so I have not finished that yet. I love those books, and I love Diana Gabaldon, but I wouldn't consider her like my all-time favorite romance author because I've only read 2 of her books. I am obsessed with her books though, but she's not making this list. The author that's making this list though, like I said, is what I'm known for now, and that is the lovely J.R. Ward. I don't know what overcame me this past year, but I have literally been obsessed with the Black Jacket Brotherhood series. I'm on book 16 now. I have never in my life read that many books in a series, ever. And I'm so obsessed with her that I went to her event when this book came out. I'm going to a signing of hers in September, and then I'm also seeing her at a Polycon next year, hopefully, if I get the lottery ticket to see her, because if I don't, I will cry. But I'm going to see her in September at the Readers on the River signing, so I'm literally trash for this series. I tell everybody to read it. I've had so many people tell me they've read the series because of me, because I have not stopped shutting up about it on my channel since I started reading it. And these are vampire romances that like are amazing. The world she's built has been amazing. I'm obsessed with all the characters. I'm obsessed with her as an author. She is hysterical and amazing, and if you ever get the chance to see her at a Q&A event, do it, because they're hilarious and she's amazing, and I'm obsessed with her books. And I just got Consumed, which is her contemporary. I really did love her Bourbon King series, and so hopefully I like that as a firefighter romance. I haven't heard the best of things, but I did just get that book and I love her, and so she has definitely become one of my all-time favorite romance authors. And those are my top 10 favorite romance authors of all time. Let me know down below if anybody was a surprise to you, if you guessed correctly. I would love to know, and who your favorite romance authors are. Let me know down below. As always, thank you so much for watching and have a good day. Bye.